Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the GOAT, or the greatest of all Titos, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of all Titos or uncles around the world. Possibly a few, but definitely not all.
You are what you tolerate. Think about it. Hey, what's up? It's your Tito E-Boy, also known as the GOAT, or the greatest of all Titos, and welcome back to the channel for another daily vlog. Medyo interesting kasi yung statement ko in the opening. Because it is a true thing. Lahat tayo, meron tayong mga rules, meron tayong mga prinsipyo, meron tayong mga bagay-bagay. And sometimes yung mga prinsipyo natin is too strict to some people. But then, if there is something na alam mong masama or alam mong hindi siya pasok dun sa prinsipyo mo, you are then a little more forgiving. Parang, in a way, parang gina-justify mo. And when you meet someone who does the same thing, alam mo namang mali. Pero since you do it also, pabayaan mo lang. Some sad news today. We just learned another friend of ours, Pastor Saniel Pura, pastor in our church, 38, passed away this morning. So, medyo gloomy yung araw ngayon. And it was so sudden. So, medyo mabigat loob ng senior pastor namin sa church. So, my baby girl, my niece, went home today. She went back to Hong Kong. We dropped her off this afternoon at the airport. And I just got word a few minutes ago that she's already home. Yeah, I'm so happy that my niece is already back home in her element, where she can thrive, where she can do things and get her life in order, reach and strive for her goals. Last weekend, me, my niece, and my nephew, we were talking about making some big life changes for this year. Goals that we have set for ourselves, and then the three of us are going to be holding each other accountable for that. My niece and my nephew have their own goals. My personal goal is to live a little healthier. I'm happy that my exercise regimen has been pretty regular, around 4 to 5 exercise days a week. Now that she's gone, not that I'm blaming her for it, but I can now go back to my diet and be careful and be pretty consistent with it kasi wala kang kasabay. I'll be doing it by myself. I'll be going back to my tuna sandwich diet. You know what that is. I've been doing that for a while before they came back. I'll partner that up with intermittent fasting and eating at a caloric deficit. That should definitely help me with my immediate short-term goals. I'm planning to get my blood work done by the end of Feb. I don't want to do it now because I know that my blood work is pretty bad. But at least after a month with that, I can make some adjustments again with my nutrition. Also, I plan to get myself adjusted, go to a chiropractor and have my lower back adjusted. Hirap. Because I need to walk more, walk farther, and prepare myself for a family trip soon. So wish me luck. Pray for me. One thing that I appreciate with technology nowadays, and this is with regard to like my niece leaving, going back to Hong Kong. Kasi if it were like in the 80s or in the 90s, ang hirap naman na when somebody leaves for abroad, it is close to impossible to get in touch with them. Kasi una-una mahal-mahal ng long distance calls. It's very expensive. So you can't really talk much. The 80s and 90s, wala namang video call din. So talagang you will miss each other if you don't if they go abroad. Nowadays, getting to contact each other is it's relatively easy, relatively cheap. You have all ways of communicating. May video chat pa. So like a few minutes ago, I was able to speak to my niece and she reported that she already got home safe and sound. So imagine mo, the conveniences of technology. Galing. Even traveling has become more convenient compared to back in the 80s and 90s. I was convincing my mom, oh, don't feel too bad. I mean, yeah, wala siya ngayon. But you know, any moment that you feel like it, you can just go online, buy a ticket, and fly the following day. So, yeah, pretty good. So here's a joke that I just told recently to my 3 young nephews, and bumenta siya. So here's today's Tita joke of the day. So sa Kisame, if you look up sa Kisame, may 4 na butike. And 2 sa kanila nag-somersault. So ang tanong, ilan nang natira? And if you're saying 2, you're wrong. Kasi 4 silang nawala. Bakit? Kasi pagka-somersault ng 2, yung 2 biglang nagpalapakan. Baba!